This is a continuation of the OpenClinica training videos. This is Module 2 and we're going to deal with the subject matrix. In this session, we will cover the following: an overview of the subject matrix, the subject matrix status icons, and navigating and viewing subject data. Here we have the subject matrix for OpenClinica. You notice at the top you'll see the subject ID, and here are a list of the events. Remember, events are equivalent to a study visit. Within these events you can have different CRFs, electronic case report forms. If we go down here, we see icons. Each of these icons show the status for a particular event. For example, this one, I hover over it and it tells me the subject, it tells me the status, it says data entry started. Now if I click on this, I can see the actions I can take based on my access rights. Here I can view and enter data, edit data, or remove the event. If you go up here, you'll see some navigation icons. If there's right now I have it set so there's 15 subjects per screen. But I have 16 here, so if I want to go to the next page, I click on this green arrow, the green icon, and there's the 16th subject. I can go back here and click on that and return to where the remaining 15 subjects are. Here is the subject matrix, and I want to show you how you can use it to sort for various values and search for various values. Let's go up to subject ID. Right now the order of the IDs is in descending order. Let me click on that. Now it's in ascending order. So this is a way to sequence numeric variables. Now let's go to the screening variable. I click down here on the gray box and it shows me all the options that I can filter for. Let's look for completed ones. I click on completed, nothing's found. Okay, let's now, if I want to remove that filter, I click here and go here. So let's go to adverse event, which is where I should have gone in the first place. Click on completed, and there's the completed event. It eliminates the filters for all subjects that have a completed adverse event form. Let's clear the filter. Okay, now if I want to search for a particular value, I can go here and type in 1011018, and there it'll have filtered for only the subject ID that had that specific ID number. Okay, let's clear this, and we're back again to the complete subject matrix. Now let's talk about the event icons. Let's start with the first one, which is a pale blue rectangle, which means the event has not been started. The next icon is similar but has a little clock on it, and it means the event has been given a start date. This yellow rectangle with the pencil on it indicates that data entry has started, and we're still in the middle of it. Stopped is a condition that's manually set. It means data entry has started but has been deliberately stopped. Skipped is another icon that is manually set, and that means the event has never been started and is going to be skipped and will never be initiated. Complete means the event is completed. All data has been entered, and the data entry person has marked it complete. Signed means the event has been signed or will be signed. We'll talk about the difference later. Locked means the data is locked. OpenClinica locks by event. So all data by that event can no longer be modified, or data cannot be entered into the CRFs for that event. If you need to unlock something, you have to contact your QPS project manager. Invalid means that data entry has been stopped, and if there's a problem with the event or some problem that has to be investigated. Here we are back at the standard subject matrix, and I want to go up here now. I want to go to select an event. I click on that, and let's go to screening. Alright, we see we're now organized differently. Here's the subject ID, and across the top we see the CRFs for the screening event. And there are two CRFs within the screening event. We have the demographic CRF and the medical history. Notice here at event status, we show the status for the event. Here we have the statuses for each CRF. Let's look at this case here. We have two CRFs. One has started data entry and one has completed it. Green means complete, and this yellow means the data entry is in process. So we have this organized. Also, if you hover over this icon, you click on it, and you see once again all the options for actions you can take. Data entry, viewing, print, removal, delete. Alright, now let's go back, click on Home to return to the Start page, and then go back to the standard subject matrix page. We're back at the subject matrix here, and now I want to view data for an individual. So I go to this icon, which is a magnifying glass, and I click on that. And there we have the view of the subject, and here are its events, and these are the CRFs within the event. Okay, you can see the status of each of these CRFs right here. Now let's go up here, and I click on this, the study subject record, and I can expand that, and I can see once again some information and when the subject was randomized. Let's collapse that. Okay, let's go down here. Just for navigation purposes, you can go back to this total subject, the standard subject matrix, by clicking on this. Here we are still in subject view, and we want to go into a CRF to actually see the data. So let's do that right now. Let's look at screening, and let's look at demographic because it's in data entry has been started. And let's go into edit mode. And here we have the CRF. Before we start looking at the fields, let's go up here where it says CRF header information. This gives you a nice view of the summary information. We have sex, age, and enrollment. There's nothing there yet. But we also have a summary of the discrepancy notes or queries, and we'll deal with that later, but this is where for each CRF you can see the status in regards to queries. Let's collapse that. First thing here is a date field, and OpenClinica provides you with a calendar so you can select the dates and enter them there. We have numeric fields and character fields, but predominantly we designed the CRFs with drop-down menus and checkboxes. Here's a drop-down menu for ethnicity, and here's an open menu for race. Here we have radio buttons. Okay, we're not going to save this because we don't want to do anything here, so we're going to click exit, and we're going to say we don't want to save this. Now we're back at subject view, Let's go back to the subject matrix. And I just want to say there are many different ways to get to subject data. I just showed you one of them. But OpenClinica has many paths to go down to get to the same place. And as you get familiar with OpenClinica, you'll find more direct ways to observe the data in a CRF and enter data in a CRF. A CRF page does not have to be just one page. It can be divided up into sections. For example, in this situation, we have a CRF with 3 sections: physical, baseline, and on from there. Each of these sections has their own data entry fields. You can jump from tab to tab by selecting the tab, using this drop-down menu, or these arrow keys moving forward and backward through the tabs. You should take notice of these numbers on each tab. These numbers indicate there are 5 fields in this tab, and for this subject all 5 fields have been filled in. Here we have 5 out of 5, 16 out of 16, 10 out of 10. If one wasn't filled in, for example, in this section, there would be 9 out of 10. Now we're briefly going to talk about how to print a eCRF. You can see we're in the subject matrix. Let's go to view a subject. And here you can see these icons have a printer image on them. Let's go to demographic. We know the status is data entry has started. Let's click on the printer. And there it is. That is a printable form. And now you can print that at your local printer or network printer and see the data that has been entered. Now we're back to view subject, and let's go back to subject matrix.